In software, speed is everything, right? But how do you go fast without, breaking everything? Well, today we're going to unlock the secrets of CI/CD. This is the engine that powers the absolute fastest and most reliable software teams on the planet. So, have you ever just stopped and wondered how these top tech companies can push out new features almost every single day, and it just works? How are these elite teams operating on a totally different level? That's the billion-dollar question we're tackling today. And spoiler alert, the secret isn't some kind of magic. It's all about mastering the CI/CD pipeline. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down what CI/CD actually is. Then, we'll split it in two and look at continuous integration and then continuous deployment. After that, we'll get into the incredible benefits of automating this whole process, and we'll wrap it all up with a quick cheat sheet that's going to be perfect for your next cert exam. Let's do this. Okay, first up, what on earth is CI/CD? Let's just demystify this whole acronym and get right to the core idea that has totally revolutionized how we build software today. So, what are we really talking about here? CI/CD stands for continuous integration and continuous deployment. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like an automated assembly line, but for your code. It's a fundamental DevOps practice that automates the whole shebang, taking code from lots of different developers, mixing it together, building it, testing it, and then shipping it out to your users. And look, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. The idea is to automate everything. This isn't just about making things a little easier. It's about building a system that's ridiculously fast, perfectly consistent, and can scale up no matter how big you get. So, where does this automation journey begin? Well, it all starts with the first piece of the puzzle, continuous integration, or CI. This part is all about how teams can merge their code together safely, and this is the important part, super frequently. So let's trace the path of the code, right? It all starts with individual developers working on new features on their own computers. But, and this is key, before they share that work with anyone, they run local tests to catch any obvious problems. Once it looks good, they commit those changes to a shared code repository. You can think of that as the central library where everyone's work comes together. And here it is, the absolute core principle of CI. The entire system is built around integrating small, manageable code changes really frequently, like ideally at least once a day. This is the polar opposite of the old way, where people would code in isolation for weeks and then face this painful, risky nightmare called merge hell. By doing small, frequent updates, change becomes easy, and you just massively reduce the risk of one huge, catastrophic bug. Okay, so our code is now safely integrated. But how does it actually get to the customer? Well, that brings us to the second half, continuous deployment. This is where the real magic of automation kicks in, taking that code from the repository all the way to the end user without a human ever touching it. And you can see that automated flow perfectly right here. As soon as a developer's code is tested and merged into the main master branch, that's like the official golden version of the code, the CI/CD pipeline just wakes up and gets to work. It automatically builds the application, runs it through a whole new set of more intense tests, and then packages it all up for release. And the final step? Boom. It's deployed automatically the second it's ready to go. And why do we do all this? Well, the goal is pretty simple, actually. We want to close the gap between a fantastic idea and a happy customer. It's all about getting value into their hands as fast and as reliably as humanly, or I guess robotically, possible. So we've covered the what's and the how. Now, let's get to what's arguably the most important part, the why. Why does this all matter? Let's talk about the benefits of automation that makes CI/CD an absolute must-have for any high-performing team. Let's break down these game-changing advantages. First, you just slash your risk by making tiny, incremental changes instead of these massive, terrifying ones. This means you catch bugs when they're small and easy to fix, not after they've grown into some complex monster. The whole process becomes fast, repeatable, and totally scalable. And maybe best of all, you get to say goodbye to all that slow, tedious, error-prone manual work. It's a win-win-win. If you take one habit, one single practice from all of this, let it be this number, 1. The gold standard is to commit your code changes at least once per day. That constant rhythm is the heartbeat of the entire pipeline. It prevents log jams and just keeps everything flowing smoothly. Definitely remember that for your exam. And speaking of exams, let's get you prepped with our last section here, your exam quick reference.
We're going to lay out the key differences between CI and CD that you absolutely have to know. And here it is, side by side. Think of it like this. Continuous integration on the left, that's like all the chefs in a busy kitchen adding their perfectly prepared ingredients into one big pot. Continuous deployment on the right, that's the automated system that takes the finished soup, packages it perfectly, and serves it right to the customers. So to put it simply, CI is about merging your code together. CD is about releasing that code out to your users. So there you have it, a complete automated pipeline that can take your most brilliant ideas from your keyboard to your customers safely and incredibly fast. And that really just brings us to the final, and let's be honest, the most exciting question of all. Your pipeline is ready. So what are you going to build next?